So this is the wrap up for the live market open for Thursday, May 19th. We have dollar domination in markets because of the Fed minutes that did go for the hawkish side. They mentioned the word June 6 times. They are data dependent as always, more data dependent than they were before the December hike, but many of them see raising rates in June as an option, given if the data is okay. And so far they're sort of pleased with inflation, employment, things like that. They might postpone it to July because of the Brexit referendum, which they did mention as a risk, actually, in the minutes. So anyway, the chances for rate hike in June have doubled from 1/6 to 1/3, and that pushes the dollar higher. Okay. Among the stronger currencies, we see the pound, because we had great poll for the Remain camp showing an 18-point lead, an absolute majority for those wanting to stay in the EU. Among the weaker currencies, we see the Canadian dollar pressured also on inventories, and the Australian dollar remains under pressure because of the RBA, China, etc. Okay. Elsewhere, we had, UK jobs report was okay. Inflation in the Eurozone was as expected. And the Australian jobs report was somewhat mediocre, not really helping the Australian dollar, not good enough. Too many part-time jobs, not enough full-time jobs. On the charts, of course, the trend is dollar positive, and we can see it clearly here in euro dollar. And we have a separate segment on the levels to watch in euro dollar. Anyway, clear fall under 112.50, battling 112.15, 112.20 at the moment. Next support 111.50, resistance 113.35. Pound dollar 146.40, I would say, is the next level of resistance. Support 145.10. We have some data. We'll talk about that soon. Dollar yen made a break above 110. Let's see if it holds. Next level is 111. Support at the previous resistance line of 109.40. The Canadian dollar CAD made a break above 130. Reached resistance, rejected it, resistance at 130.80. Next resistance 131.70. Lower support at 127.50. Australian dollar dipped its feet under 72, currently bouncing a bit back up. 72.40 is resistance, followed by 73. Support, low support 71.40. And the Kiwi dollar, we talked about this more than we usually do, and I'm happy for that. 67.20 to 68.40 is the range. It is leaning lower, following the footsteps of the Aussie. Today is a busy day in markets. We have, first of all, in the morning, UK retail sales at 8:30, expected to show bounce back in sales, could have a limited impact, maybe positive, maybe negative on the pound. Remember, the pound is looking at the next Brexit poll. 11:30, ECB meeting minutes. A bit stale. A month has passed since that meeting, and that meeting didn't provide changes, but you never know if they'll hint about further rate cuts or not. I don't expect too much of that, but certainly if you're trading euro dollar, worth being aware of this release at this time. At 12:30, US jobless claims. At 12:30 GMT, expected to drop from the highs. Shows that the US job market is still okay, and it was only a one-off or two-off. And the Philly Fed index is also expected to bounce. Canadian wholesale sales worth mentioning for if you're trading the Canadian dollar. At 1:15 GMT, number 2 at the Fed, Stanley Fischer, a known hawk, speaks. He will probably mention the option of June. Will probably be cautious, but anyway, that's a warm-up for number 3 at the Fed, because number 3 at the Fed, Bill Dudley, is a dove. Dovish Dudley. If he repeats his previous speeches, which were cautious, not talking about rate hikes, shying away from rate hikes, this could hurt the dollar and could reverse some or all of the gains seen last night. But if he echoes what we've seen with the Fed minutes, that based on data, June is certainly an option, then we could see an extension of this move. Remember, we have a divide in the Fed. We have many hawks, but the ones that matter are a bit more dovish. We've seen how the hawks lifted the dollar. Yellen and Dudley pushed the dollar back down. And if Dudley warms up to a rate hike in June, that could give another leg up to the US dollar. Okay, so that's it for today. Let's see, we have last minute comments. No, okay. So I wish everybody a safe and successful day in markets. Thanks for coming, and see you tomorrow. So that's it. Thank you, and bye-bye.